And it's actually going to be kind of difficult, but I don't think impossible as long as I'm intentional. Are you ready to watch me grow my net worth to six figures in 6 months? I can't even believe I'm doing this. This is crazy. This is nuts. What could go wrong? What could go right? So, a bit of introduction is in order. Hi, my name is Brooke Brown. I am the mastermind behind the YouTube channel, What Brooke Spent, where I teach you how to grow and protect your wealth. And along the way, I do the same for myself. I'm 36 years old and I'm what you would call a SINK. That stands for single income, no kids. Well, there you go. I graduated with a BFA in Theater Arts Administration. Long story. And I also hold a master's degree in business management. But I didn't start my career in finance. I did not start on Wall Street. I am not a day trader and I'm not flipping houses. I'm what you would call an asset underdog. I have an asset portfolio that I'm pretty proud of, and actually it's worth a little something. I'll get into numbers in just a bit. I've done things like buy my first home at the age of 29. I have paid down $22,000 worth of consumer debt in just a little under 2 years. And I've done all these things on a modest salary. But now, thanks to this journey that I'm taking you on, I am finally going to reach my goal of getting to $100,000 in positive net worth in just 6 months. Can I do it? Well, let's get into the numbers, shall we? I have $352,745.97 in assets. I know that sounds like a lot, so let's go ahead and break that down. My townhouse is my biggest asset in my portfolio. I bought it in 2019 for $155,000, and it's worth approximately $211,400. I have $129,995.02 across all of my retirement accounts, which includes 401ks, pensions, SEPs. My car is a 2014 Toyota Prius, and I know that's a depreciating asset, but I'm going to keep it in there because it's worth something, and I do plan on trading it in at some point. I take great care of it. There you have it. Anyways, the Prius is worth approximately $4,605 at this point, according to the Kelley Blue Book. And I have $1,980 saved across various high yield savings accounts. And then I have a brokerage account where I trade securities that has a modest $350. Then there are my liabilities. I have my mortgage balance of $135,321.31 as of this recording. My principal started, if you'll remember, at $155,000. I have my student loans that total $144,000. That is another long story, but I will get into that in later videos. But for now, just know that that's where I started. And I have a personal loan that I took out for $2,500 with my bank. And then last but not least, with my liabilities, I have a $1,010.14 credit card balance. So those are the numbers. What are my biggest hurdles? Well, frankly, I think my biggest hurdle is just trying to get the courage to take big bets, because it's going to take some big bets in order to get to this net worth that I'm looking to get into, you know? I think that I have been in the past pretty aggressive an investor, but these days, just thanks to the fact that I have a pretty modest salary and stuff, I don't really have as big a safety net to work with the way that I did when I was making much more money. So I think that I am somewhat more of a conservative investor at this point. I still take big bets, but just knowing that I don't have as much to work with, I think that might be one of my biggest hurdles. The second hurdle is my network. Not that I'm proud of the network that I've created, between my college, my grad school, programs that I've been a part of. I've sat on boards. I am in a professional space that I think has a lot of really great connections and stuff like that. I have wonderful friends. I mean, you just never know until you ask what people know, who people know, the deals that they are a part of. And I think it's just me, not being afraid to ask and not being afraid to start those conversations and initiate that, rapport where people really feel like Brooke is on to something. Brooke is finding the deals. Brooke is working to grow and protect her wealth, and maybe she can help me do the same. I think that is going to be another opportunity, not necessarily a hurdle, but it's definitely something that I'm looking into intentionally as I go on this journey. And last but not least, I think one of my hurdles is being vulnerable. I don't mind talking about money. I don't mind talking about my money. I mean, I've discussed it in the Secure the Bag Book Club, which is our live stream on YouTube on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. I talk about things that I'm learning on my TikTok page, which is Secure the Bag Brooke. But it's just different when you're trying so hard to, progress in your wealth building journey, and you're doing it in such a short period of time, and you may stumble, you may triumph. And so just being vulnerable with you guys and letting you know that this is really what's going on day in and day out and week after week, everything from my payday routines to, me buying certain things, avoiding spending in certain areas, all that stuff is what I'm trying to communicate to you all with this experiment. So I'm really excited. I'm really thinking this is going to be something that can lead to you guys thinking for yourself, how can I grow and protect my wealth? So we have a big, undertaking under our hands. I'm growing my net worth by almost $30,000 in 6 months. How am I going to do this? I really do not know how I'm going to do this, but I'm really willing to take the journey with you all. So one last thing, I'm using the Monarch app in order to track my net worth. The Monarch app, I've been using it for years on my own personally to just kind of get a snapshot of where my assets are, where the value of certain accounts. It connects to your outside banking accounts. It connects to your credit cards. It connects to your loans, all those different accounts, your retirement funds, all that stuff. It imports it, and then it spits out, this really handy chart that tells you, it just has a bar graph that's oh, this is where you stand, this is how much you've grown in your net worth and all that good stuff. And it also has a budgeting feature. It has tools and goal setting and all that good stuff. It's got a lot of bells and whistles, and I think you guys are really going to love it. So check it out. I left my affiliate link in the show details and in the description down below. So go ahead and take that affiliate link. You get a 50% off discount for using that link. And I get, full disclosure, I get a gift card, I think it is, if you guys sign up and connect your accounts to the app. So anyways, I think it's just a really useful tool. I'm using it on this journey, and I'll be using it and sharing what is happening with my net worth along the way using the Monarch app. Okay, so that's it. If you're along for the journey, go ahead and comment below. I'm in. That's what I need you to comment. And also, just really excited for you all to be along on this journey. So make sure that you tell the others, get the deal on the Monarch app, and I will see you in the next video on Thursday. Take care.